So then for women, really interesting dynamic. You think that men and women are so different, and we are, but these essential things, I feel like God made us to be exactly the same, but yin and yang, opposite. So it balances. So it's the same four needs. They're just in reverse. So number one need of a woman is security.
Honor, sex, companionship, and security.
Yes, sir.
And you're speaking strictly from the man's significant other.
Yes.
At this point.
Yes.
But
so these are essential needs that a woman, a partner, a woman would provide, like a wife would provide a husband.
So 2023, can a gay couple get that from their significant other?
Yeah, I believe
partner?
that a lot of, I think, so the interesting thing is, I come from, again, a Judeo-Christian worldview, and so I speak about things from that perspective, but I believe a lot of these things are human nature things. And so it's interesting, even as people kind of deviate, have their own variations of doing things with respect to relationships, they still come back to a lot of the same principles. And I just heard something recently, some lesbian women who were playing more of the male kind of historical role and more of the provider, protector, and their partner, less providing those sort of things. They felt like they were experiencing the same thing that a lot of men feel like they're experiencing with modern women, where they felt underappreciated, where they're like, man, you don't honor, you don't value me, you just take it for granted that I just pay for everything and I'm not asking for a lot, but it is so funny that even women with other women, are going through some of that.
That is really fascinating. Like, the women had no idea what they were going through until they started dating another woman. And they're like, holy crap, I get it now.
Yeah.
So do we need to turn more women into lesbians and get them message out or something?
Maybe they need to talk about it a little bit, because sometimes some things do come easier for people to hear it from someone who looks like them, right? It's just human reality. Yeah. Right. So then for women, really interesting dynamic. You think that men and women are so different, and we are, but these essential things, I feel like God made us to be exactly the same, but yin and yang, opposite. So it balances. So it's the same four needs. They're just in reverse. So number one need of a woman is security. And it just looks different for what that means to a woman versus a man, but it's the same essential need. So the super need for women is security. If you don't have security, you'll never get to sex, you'll never get to companionship, you'll never get to these other things, because a woman needs to feel secure. And there's many levels to security. That's emotionally secure. She needs to feel like, you're just a safe person, and that physically just being in your presence, she's not going to be, and then once she's with you, that you can provide physical security for her, right? Because if a guy can't do that, then it's kind of like, well, what are we really doing here, right? We know in this day and age, the financial part, everybody understands that in spades, right? So even if women are doing great financially, how many women are willing to be with a man who's financially unstable? It doesn't happen. Right?
I've seen that play out, and those relationships never last, and they tend to be very superficial. Like when I was in my early 20s, my friend was dating this millionaire woman who was in her 50s, late 50s. And her thing was, she would just run through another young guy for 6 months, and every 6 months she just picks up a new one, another new one, another new one.
Wow.
And the 20-year-old part of my mind was like, oh, that is so cool. But now I look back on it, I'm like, she is extremely lonely. And as far as I'm aware, she is still doing that. And that was over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. It's not sustainable, right? That's a Black Widow model. So anytime a woman is essentially leveraging what a man can give while not allowing him to be in this kind of posture of providing those true four essential needs, it's not going to last, because she's never going to honor him, right? If he can't provide security, and he can't protect her and those sort of things, that's not a man that a woman is going to honor. And the funny thing is, from my worldview, honor is more important than love. Love will come with honor. But if you don't honor a man, even if you love him, it won't really matter. You'll still step out on him. You'll still look for other solutions. And so we're wired differently. Like, men have to love wives sacrificially and as a servant leader, And not to say women can't not love their husband, but it's more important that they honor him and see him that way, and then the love just comes with it. But if you do love him and you don't honor him, it's gonna get just drip drop until there's nothing there. And so these kind of women who love men who are just attractive and great sex and all that kind of stuff, it's real good for about 2.2 months, right? And then you're like, dude, are you gonna get a job or what? Are you are you gonna get your life together? Because if they can't really revere them, and when I say look up, people get not look up in some sort of I worship him way, but in a way where you're like, you know what, you impress me with who you are. I like to be in your presence. I like to learn from you. You learn some things from me too, but I see you as someone I value and esteem, and you have to have a leadership part to you, even if that's an edge that says, hey babe, we just can't do that right now. This just doesn't make sense. And I haven't heard anything from you that shows me that does. Even when women don't like it, they know they need that, and we need that too as men. It just comes differently. We need some grounding too.